So, wow, this is really nerve-wracking. Everyone's right.
We haven't made it easy on anyone today.
I'm very, very new to your work. A friend of mine, best friend, introduced me to the workings of Abraham.
And yet you understood everything that happened today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So doesn't it seem unnecessary to ever explain again how new or old you are?
Yes. No, I totally get that.
If you're up to speed now, can't we just take that?
Yes. Yes. And I'm so surprised at how much what I wanted to ask has evolved through this session.
Yeah.
And the entire time that I've been here, I felt like you've been speaking directly to me, even though there's hundreds of people in this room. You talked about airplanes and being at different altitudes, and that's something that is very important to me. And my question to you is, as I look to stay at that high altitude, how do I prevent situations in my life and my occurrences from bringing me down?
You don't. They're gonna. But if your dominant intent is to be there, eventually you'll get so good at it that you'll be mostly there. And then you'll reach that. Then you'll move to that step 4 place that we've been talking about all day today, where when a new desire presents itself to you, it won't bring you down. The question or the problem won't be debilitating because your vibration will be so sustained and so stable. You will have stepped into the influence of well-being in such a powerful way that there will be the questions will just enliven you. They won't defeat you. The problems will just inspire you rather than defeat you, you see. It's a nice place to be. It's how every one of you felt when you decided to come. Not one of you said, "Oh, it looks scary down there." Clean it up a little better. Let them evolve more and then I'll go. None of you said that. You said, "I'll jump in and I'll figure it out. And I have the resources. And I've got guidance that lets me know whether I'm utilizing my resources or not." So here you are.
So I feel like I do a pretty good job staying at the high altitude, but relationships have been something that has been very challenging.
Then don't think about them or talk about them until you are so solid on the high-flying disc that you can talk about them without them bumping you off. That really is the thing that we were just saying, isn't it? Mm-hmm. So what you just said is, "Abraham, I like the idea of the high-flying disc." We say, "Yeah, we do too." And you said, "Abraham, I can get on there often about most things." We say, "We really like seeing you there." And you said, "And most things take me there, except relationships." And we say, "Oh, by all means, let's talk about the thing that takes you off." No, that's not what we say. We say, "Then let's talk about anything and everything that can cause you to sustain that." Because this is the thing that you may not yet know that you will know after you play with this a little while. You can get so good by choosing things that help you practice the vibration. Do you get it? Do you get that? Do you understand about the momentum of thought? So you can choose this thought, relationship thought, and practice the momentum of that, or you can choose any of those other things that you feel good about and practice the momentum of that. Which serves you best? This lower feeling, or this lower feeling that doesn't feel so good, or this higher feeling that feels better? Mm-hmm. And humans, for some reason, you've come to believe that you should be objective and you should be all over the place. And we say, why? Why would you practice any thought, and anytime you're thinking it, you're practicing it? Why would you practice any thought? Why would you seek to gain momentum on discs you don't want to live on or rendezvous with? That's like putting an advertisement in the paper that says, "I like being happy and usually am, but if any of you are miserable, I'd like to meet you." That's like saying, "I seek prosperity and I already am, but if any of you are having a really hard time financially, I'd like to talk with you. I'd like to learn what you're doing." In other words, choose what feels good and practice that until you own it, until you are it. And every subject must rise to meet you there. Every single one. The old way that we used to say that, which is not as beneficial as what you just heard is, you could have 5 subjects, 4 of them you could be in a terrible place on, 1 of them you could be in a good place, and you could focus upon that one subject and the other 4 would rise. Or you could have 5 subjects, 4 of them you feel terrible about, or 4 of them you feel wonderful about. 1 of them you feel terrible about. You could focus on the problem and bring all those that are working well down to the level of the problem. Ever noticed that? So it's just about, it really what it boils down to is deciding that you want to feel good. Do you?
Yes.
Do you believe that you have the right to feel good?
Absolutely.
Do you believe that it is natural that you feel good? Here's an even bigger, more important question. Do you believe that the source within you feels good? Do you believe that the source within you sees your positive aspects? Do you believe that when you don't see your positive aspects that you've got crossways of source? Do you believe that you could focus on your not positive aspects long enough to convince source that you're unworthy? Don't you love knowing that? Why don't you cut that out? Stop trying that. Source is never going to accept that you're not wonderful. You might as well join source in source's opinion about you. We really like that. We've enjoyed this interaction more than words can convey. We like it out here on the leading edge with you. We adore where you are, and we adore where you are going, and we adore every step along the way from where you are to where you're going. We like the eternalness of you, and we like the eternalness of us, and we like knowing that none of us are going to get it done. And we like knowing that there is so much potential for so much pleasure in the eternal expansion that we are all about. There is great love here for you. And as always, we remain on the high-flying disc, keeping the vibration steady, knowing that you're right there with us, exploring from your newfound readiness to be all that you are. You are right now understanding step 4. And whether you call it 1, 2, or 3, you know the difference between feeling good and not feeling good. There is great love here for you. And for now, we are complete.